And go.
Hello, guys. Good morning. My name is Denar. I've been working with Java development, mainly with the Java platform for about 23 years. Have some experience with Oracle Apex as well, but my main competence lies on software development based on the Java platform. And I'm here today to discuss with you, more in a form of a debate, what is the technology stacks landscape and how this interests to us in a form of how can we apply some of the most famous, most used technology stacks that we've been experienced with. I choose some of them based on the popularity, based on the demanding from the companies, from the big techs, from the not so big techs, companies that make use of technology in some fashion. And I will present this in the form of a debate. I won't get too deep into the technical details of the stacks. I'm going to present some ideas, and I hope you guys join me in some considerations. I will briefly go over some of those stacks, and we can discuss some specific questions about how can we apply those, in what scenarios can we use those stacks. I did a little research since we have so many technology stacks, and I came up with some of those some technology stacks that we can discuss about. I'm gonna share my screen just a moment. I'm gonna write it down so you guys can follow up. What we have JavaScript, TypeScript, we have Python. And when I say JavaScript, when I say Python, I mean the stacks related to those languages, okay? So when I say Python, I mean, let's say Django, Flask, the I'm gonna call it machine learn applications of with Python, okay? When I'm talking about JavaScript, I'm talking about the stacks that that embodies that language. For example, maybe you guys are familiar with this with those letters mean. That means stands for MongoDB, Express.js, Angular, and Node.js in the backend. Okay. We also have the Java stack, Java platform, .NET, and Ruby on Rails. Okay, so to keep things simple, we're going to we will be talking about those stacks. Okay. Well, of course, there are so many others languages, stacks, platforms, but to keep this simple, I will stick with these, and we can move on. So, first question. What would you say is the most well-established stack from these 5 stacks? Which one is the most well-established stack? I will pick one, and you can take from here. I would say that the Java platform is the most well-established stack, okay? Since it has so many years on the road, and it has a great community that is built upon it, and so many libraries, platforms, frameworks that were built around the Java platform. I would say that it's from these five, it's the most well-established platform. What do you guys think? What you guys think about it?
Well, I think first of all, we have to understand what do you mean with most established.
In terms of community, how many developers, connoisseurs, and how well spread the knowledge about the platform is, you know?
Okay.
We can talk
Well,
about the use of the platform, how many companies use Java. We can talk
well,
about
okay,
how
okay.
many libraries, frameworks we have
Mm-hmm.
built around this platform. Those would be some criteria
Okay.
to
Well,
establish what is a well-established stack.
that said, I would go with JS with JavaScript because almost a lot of applications nowadays it's based on web. So that's why I go with JavaScript. I think, in my opinion, that
Yeah,
JavaScript is more spread than Java.
Okay.
Yes,
I
I
I think
agree. I agree because JavaScript is used since the primordials of web, and uh, 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 and along the time the JavaScript have uh, m- many discuss and between the browsers, the interpreters, and the modules. There are many discussions and forums uh, to establish the multi-platform, the JavaScript and multi-platform, real multi-platform.
Or
Then
Java,
Javas,
Java's it's also multi-platform.
okay, but JavaScript have a long time of discuss to establish the multi-platform, JavaScript and multi-platform, because the differences between the browsers.
Yeah, but
Then
it's the same platform. It's
no,
always on the web. What kind of
yeah.
platform? What?
For example, Internet Explorer has had a specific JavaScript developed
Mm-hmm.
to it. It's called JScript. Is the JavaScript for the Microsoft and the other browsers, such as Netscape Navigator. You have a you have a real JavaScript, and after this, you had a ECMAScript specification, and then you have a long period of development of the language to establish the mood platform. And this discussion has pop, uh, uh, most popular the JavaScript. Much more popular.
Well,
I
we will
I said
agree to
Turn
Java.
disagree.
turn turn much more popular.
Okay. Would you guys agree that that would be, feel free to disagree. Would you guys agree that this would be the order, if we were to sort the stacks from the most popular, most well-established to the least well-established, would you say that would be a reasonable order about the stacks?
Yes.
JavaScript
No,
being the most popular, then followed
Yes.
by Java, Python,
It-
.NET, and Ruby on
Yes.
Rails?
it
Or you
missing
can
PHP.
would you suggest another order?
No, I disagree.
What would you modify here?
Well, I think .NET's it's forward than Python. Python is in front of Python, in my opinion, and I think PHP is more advanced than Ruby on Rails. For
You
example,
Yes.
would use PHP
actually we
here.
are
It's true.
Yeah, I think it's that's it. That's it. But again, it's just my opinion.
Okay, we're just discussing here. There's no
Yeah,
absolutely true, you know.
Not at all.
I established some criteria, but of course we can come up with some new criteria that's reasonable,
Mhm.
of course. And we're just
Mhm.
keeping things simple to for the sake of a discussion, but
Yeah, sure.
that's okay. Does somebody else has another opinion, something you would change in this order?
We can
Okay.
compare it to our list with Tyobe index if you want to.
Mm.
Sorry, come again?
We can compare our list, this list here you are showing off to us, with
Right.
Tyobe list. There is an index called Tyobe. You know, I don't know if
I'm not familiar with Tyobe.
Yeah, you can search out for Tyobe. It's TIOB index. It's the most popular languages in used in nowadays. Actually, Python is the one of the most.
Oh, that one.
No, it's isso, exactly.
Tyobe index. Okay.
Can scroll a little bit. So we have Python first.
Python, C++, C, Java, C#, JavaScript. Actually, JavaScript's on the 6th position.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, you can filter this list by platform, you know, because JavaScript is most used for web. And when I don't know where it is, but you can do that. And
Filter
when you do that,
by-
you will find out that JavaScript is not in the 6th position.
Sorry, your connection is
Oh, it's because my okay again.
a little bad.
You can
Filter by what?
by platform. I mean web and let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Let's move forward.
I
Don't
think you
worry.
froze. I think you froze. Okay, let's move on. That discussion is actually one way to get down to what I was what I was willing to discuss with you. What there would be, in which scenarios, in which criteria would we use to apply those technologies? I will establish some ideas here, and we can discuss about how can we, what's the strengths and weaknesses about some approaches, and how we can apply those technologies. I will establish specific questions so we can discuss specifically about it, okay?
Okay. Sure.
So the first question would be, I actually wrote it down. Let me see if we can use it here. Okay, question for you guys. Is Python more suitable than JavaScript for web development?
No.
Definitely no.
Why is that?
Because JavaScript is interpreted by the browser, and The developer uses the same language to develop in the backend.
And why is that so bad?
Mm.
I have another point about it. I believe that JavaScript have more frameworks and options to build applications for web. So
Good
So
point.
in terms of
Ability.
availability of frameworks or libraries and
support to
developers uh, gives the advantage to JavaScript.
Yes, and is a native in the browser.
it doesn't mean that's better, but have more options.
If you, I think maybe if you, one of your criterias would be you need some strong interaction with the user, so you can't deal with too many round trips to the server to render your page,
Mhm.
then you should be going for JavaScript. That's one criteria. But if it's not an important or a crucial criteria that you must meet, maybe Python can be of use, you know?
Yeah,
I,
but
I
for web, that's important.
I never developer with
Yes,
Django, but I heard about that it's very good to
and
create applications, right?
and JavaScript is native in the browser, is interpreted by the browser.
I would let's write it down. I would say that JavaScript gives more control over over interface interaction.
Definitely.
Interaction. So in that case, JavaScript would be better.
Yeah, that's the main point of why people use JavaScript in web applications.
Okay. Does somebody else have an opinion, a point they would like to make? Okay, let's go over
And the
another.
JavaScript permits the Web 3.0.
Sorry, Mauro, come again.
JavaScript permits the Web 3.0 and Python no, not Python.
Script allows
Allows, yes,
use of Web 3.0.
Web
yes,
3.0 is dead.
dot zero.
Uh, why is that, Mauro? Why is Web 3.0 is a good go
Because you
for
load
web development?
because you load some parts of the DOM and not all DOM. You not have a load of the page. You load some part of the page. You load part of the page, a component, or for example, you update only a table instead all page.
So you're saying that it's more performatic, since I don't have to handle all the
Yes,
DOM.
and all is possible better user experience.
Great. So I think it's a go for the JavaScript in the web development.
Yes, and for me the first point is the JavaScript's native in the browser. Python, no.
Python, it's not. Python
Yes, it's not.
is not native. Okay. I think JavaScript won. Okay. Let's go over another question for you guys. I wrote it down. I'm gonna show it here. What you guys think? Should a startup prioritize using established or emerging technologies? So we can sweeten this discussion, I would just I wrote here which would be the established technologies and which would be the emerging technologies. Not sure if you guys agree with me, but we can use this as a base for discussion. The question is, should a startup prioritize using established or emerging technologies? Established technologies is the one that we discussed. Technologies that have been being used in a while, have a community, they have several libraries, not a spread tech, knowledge is already spread, and we have the emerging technologies that are in their first steps, but are already being used in the market. Just so we lay down our choices, I established that established technologies are JavaScript, Python, Java, and C#. And among the ascending technologies, we have Rust, Kotlin, Swift, and Go, the Go language.
I have a point about it, this information,
Okay.
because when we talk about the mobile developments, the conversation changes because Swift and Kotlin are established technologies when we discuss about the mobile developments. But for the another technologies, they are ascending technologies.
Which ones would you consider as ascending technologies so we can replace Swift, for example?
Ironic, JavaScript is ascending for mobile development and mobile for iOS and Android, and we have Dart too for ascending, and
Dart.
yeah, Dart and JavaScript slash TypeScript are ascending.
But since we are considering that JavaScript is used, let's say, in the background, is already is an established technology. Maybe we can consider this as a well-established technology. But I agree with you about the Dart. Even considering that I don't even know what it is, but it's actually
Dart is a language created by Google to develop with the Flutter framework.
okay. Let me just put use the. I'm gonna round it with a red line so we can not consider Swift as an ascending technology, and we can go for Flutter, you said. Okay, based on this list, what would you say? Would you say that a startup should prioritize established or emerging technologies, and why?
Each
Some
problem
definition.
requires a specific solution. Sometimes, in the most cases, the startup must use established technologies because he usually offers the less cost.
Established technologies costs are cheaper to use.
Yes,
One question. Why is cheaper than using established technology than as extending technologies?
because you have a bigger community than the ascendant technologies, and you find more solutions, more resolutions of problems in the community. In the ascendant technologies, you don't have many knowledge.
Okay, you don't have the kind of support then compared to established technologies. It's
Yes,
more like, okay,
yes,
thanks, Mauro.
I wrote it down like this. You have with established technologies, you have more devs available. It's easier to find devs that know the technology. You have more libraries, more frameworks available. You have several solutions already built. The knowledge is already spread about it, isn't it, Mauro? So it's easier to find, and ergo it's cheaper.
yes,
If you have some technology that is niched, which is the case, generally is the case about the emerging technologies, it's harder to find devs, it's harder to find solutions. So you have to pay more for the devs, you have to build maybe the simplest solution that you need for some system, some complex system, some scenario, whatever. You have to build something upon, considering that since it's an emerging technology, you don't have libraries, solutions pre-built about it. So that's what I think Mauro is trying to say, isn't it, Mauro?
yes, exactly.
I think
And also considering that startups don't have that much money to spare, they are looking actually for the cheapest solutions that they can possibly find. Go ahead. Who was talking?
I think the same technologies, you don't know if it will be alive in 10 years, for example. And the established technologies, you will have more uh, you have more confiability. I don't know the word.
You're saying
Uh,
that ascending technologies are riskier.
Yeah,
The risk is higher because
because
you
you don't know
don't,
the market.
the market will accept that technology if it will
Yeah,
be alive in 5 or 10 years. And you will do an investment right now. And after that, maybe if the technology is not adopted,
is down.
Yeah, that's risky.
risk. How can I write riskier? Is it correct?
Let me
Riskier.
see. Where did you write it? Yeah, it's correct.
Riskier. Okay.
If using ascending technologies, it depends. For example, using Go, I have more cheaper infrastructure. It's correct.
Infrastructure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I using a little infrastructure because Golang has a performatic is more performatic. It have a platform, have a community, but it's very difficult find developer
Yeah.
because it's specific sector, area. I
That
believe.
may be good for us as developers, so we can
Uh,
have bigger wages.
Yeah, perfect. But for example, using Kotlin, I writing together with Java.
You
Java,
can reuse the knowledge about Java and
yeah,
the learning curve on
yeah,
Kotlin maybe not that steep,
yeah,
not that high, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. It's for example, it's more easier find the developers with knowledge about the Java migrate for Kotlin because the same code, the interaction, the two languages. So this language is more hyper, is new, is the moment.
Yeah, it's hyped up. It's trending.
Trending topics,
I
languages.
wrote it down like this. Some ascending texts are easier for senior experts on other old texts.
Old text.
What I'm trying to say is that since you are, for example, a senior developer in Java, if you migrate to Kotlin, it would be easier.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so actually, I'm gonna bring a point here. Okay, maybe a startup should be using established techs that are cheaper and so on and so forth. But what about the innovation that's somehow the ascending techs bring to the table? Don't you think that would be that capacity for innovation that the new techs bring to the table wouldn't be a good criteria for a startup to be using the new technology? What do
The
you guys think about that?
ascending technologies may bring some more productivity and in the table on the table
To the table.
to the table. Yes. For example, the technology we using Oracle Apex. Oracle Apex is established technology of Oracle, but and now now companies that uses Oracle database, it's common use Oracle Forms or Oracle Apex, and but for all community of programmers, Oracle Apex is considered ascending technology, and you have much more productivity than Java and PHP, C, C++, C Sharp, any other technologies. Um, and for our uh, consider the experience of my company. Softwares uh, that developed in a long time, for example, on 2-3 years, are developed that in around 6 months or 3 months. The complexity for developing is much more. mm, mm, mm. It's shorter than the complexity of developing and other technologies.
You're saying that the ascending technologies may be more easier to use to
Yes,
learn
in some cases, in the
in some
specific
cases.
cases, yes.
So it goes down to if you have plenty of human resources that you can make use, And you can find some ascending technology that, even though it's complex, it may be absorbed by those human resources. I think you should go for something that's more complex, has a steep learning curve. But if you have, if you're not, if you don't have that availability of human resources,
Yes.
maybe you should choose something that is an ascending technology, but you must choose the ones that have easier learning curve.
Yes.
Is that what you say?
Yes. And
Okay.
and the and the productivity in general, because it's more easier to build an application and more faster, much more faster in some cases.
Maybe something balances with another. You maybe, since you're trying to reach, all of us always try to reach some great productivity, but if you must choose something that's maybe at first sight seems a technology that seems complex, maybe the learning curve is steep. On the other hand, you will achieve an agility, productivity that will repay what you're spending on absorbing that technology.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, I think you're right. We always must conduct a thorough cost-benefit analysis in order to see what maybe if you may be spending something on one side, maybe you may be spending a lot of money on one side, but the gains that will come forward in a second moment or in a third moment, maybe those will repay what you're spending uh, uh, up ahead. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. In some cases, yes. Uh, uh, the example of Oracle Apex again. In Oracle Apex, the tool is free for the developers, for the users of Oracle database. Then you have all support of Oracle, and you
But you
have
get stuck with Oracle.
yeah, but if you have a company that uses Oracle database, it's it's harder to uh, the company choose change the database for other database. Uh, it's very
But I see it's a price you must pay, you know? You
yeah.
gain from one side, you may be faster, you may be more productive, but in that case that you laid out, you must stuck with Oracle if you have some problem with the Oracle database, which is not
And
exactly a great risk, but if you have some problem with the Oracle database, your solution will be stuck with that technology. And then again, if you consider some other criteria, let's say if your time to market is very short, you must achieve your solution. You must get your solution ready in no time. Maybe you should go with something that's highly productive. It's highly productive, but on the other hand, you pay the price to be stuck with one specific technology or a specific brand, you know?
yes, but uh, that is very difficult. The company switch the database. For example, the company uses Oracle database and choose and switch for SQL Server. If the company uses Oracle database, it's more It's advantage use
Advantageous.
or it advantageous use Oracle Apex, or it's a big advantage use Oracle Apex because it's free and more faster to develop, more faster to create uh, prototypes and
Functional
and
prototypes,
so
yeah.
on.
Yeah. If you go for this, you have it's a risk, but it's a lower risk, you know?
Yes,
And on the other hand, you gain some productivity. I agree with you. But then again, you must consider several criteria in order to make the right decision. Yeah. Does someone have any other opinions on this? Okay. I'm not sure if we have too much time. How we're going, Gustavo? On time?
Yeah, we can go up until 1 if you want, but
Okay.
it's your call from this point on.
Okay.
I have a question about it.
Sure, go ahead.
Same topic. It's not a point of view.
Felipe.
It's just. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was looking
Okay.
for who was talking. It's Felipe.
Right.
Okay.
It's not opinion. It's just a question. As you're told, maybe some ascendant solutions, ascendant technology is not adapted in 5 to 10 years, right? And take the advantage that I commented about the Dart,
Mhm.
something that I don't understand. When solution such as Dart is implemented, uh, came to the market, any company wanna to implement because it's new. But when someone or the company start to using for no reason, they just only want to hide someone who are senior knowledge about it. So we as a developer has a big impasse mm, um, to decide what we do if we study some technology and improve our knowledge, even if the technology is new and get the seniority, or we just start to study when the technology is really important. Because for me, I passed the last 3 years studying Dart, just for free time, not for improve.
Just for what?
Just for fun, just
For
to
fun.
stud, not thinking in a professional, finally.
Mhm.
Okay.
And now that I'm searching for a job in the area, has a lot of companies searching someone who knows to develop for Flutter, and have a fewer developers that knows, but they want someone who have 3 or 4 years to professional experience. And it don't make sense because 3 years ago, no one uses Flutter. No company use. So I don't understand.
Flutter is
What?
3 years old, and they are asking for 5 years old of 5 years in experience.
Yeah. And I can say I have 3 years of experience, but not professional. I just made some projects, simple projects, and I believe that these questions is around in all the stacks. For example, the Go language. I don't believe that all the backend developers have a 10-year experience at Go, right?
Okay, so your question is what we can do
What time we
in
have
this
to
miserable
see,
life.
what time we have to see a same technology and say, I have to study as a professional.
Well, it's a hard decision. You don't even know if the technology will be adopted. You're not know for sure, actually. But you must search for clues about is this technology will be adopted or not. You must search for clues. So some of those clues are is there a big company behind that technology, giving support to that technology, training developers, building new stuff about this technology, implementing it in solutions in real business scenarios. Even if it's just in small projects internally, you must search for those clues in order to have a grasp about what will happen with that technology in the future. That would be something that you would do to diminish the risk about is that technology will be adopted or not. On the other hand, most of the greatest technologies of all times came from some guy doing something to solve a problem on its own. And for several reasons, that technology became widespread used, you know? You can know for sure, but if you try to find those clues, like I said, is there a big company behind it? Is there a probable good business use on that technology? Am I seeing some maybe even small companies, are they adopting it? Is there a chance for this technology to be widespread in terms of community, libraries, some frameworks built around it? Those are the clues that I can think of right now that would give you some sense if that technology will be adopted in the future, will be widespread adopted, you know? On the other hand, I can think of some problems on the HR departments because you all very well know that they are used to ask for something that's virtually impossible. They are actually asking for a Batman role, you know? You must have 23 years in all the stacks. You must have you must have fought with that dragon. I don't know. They ask for skills. They don't combine between them
It's a good skill. That's a good skill.
Yeah, they don't make sense.
Dragon fighting.
Yeah, as you thought, as you said, Philippe.
Yes. The
How
last
come
interview,
how come I would ask for a 5-year experience on a 3-year old technology? You know, that doesn't make sense. So in some sense, the HR guys don't know what they are talking about.
the last interview that I participated as was searching for a developer, a front-end developer who knows C Sharp. I just participated the interview because I was really curious how a front-end developer will have knowing C Sharp. What what the developer will do? Because I don't know
What did they say?
what the framework would you use with C Sharp for the front-end developer?
What did they say when you asked?
No, they don't need a C Sharp knowledge. Just they increase it for no reason.
Mm.
They included the C Sharp and don't know how they included it in the requirements of the role.
Yeah, I think about the same they said the night talk. For example, Mercado Livre search new senior developers. senior developers with knowledge about the Golang. But Golang, it's very difficult. The e-commerce, the market, the mercado, yeah.
The market.
It's very hard hiring developers with knowledge about the
When you mean
Golang.
it's difficult, you mean it's not frequent?
It's difficult. It's not the same, I believe.
You mean it's complex?
Yeah.
The language is
Learning
complex.
the language is complex.
Know the language. Developers knowledge
Difficult
about the
to
language.
find.
It's
Yeah.
hard to find developers who
Oh, I
master
see.
this
I
language.
see.
Yeah,
It's hard to find
yeah.
someone who knows
Tech
Golang.
support.
Yeah, because the for example, Denard, do you have how many years experience?
I stopped count, but it's something about 20 years.
20 years. You have knowledge about the Golang?
No.
No. But the requirement my position 3 years. But it's not necessary. Oh, how can I say this name? Transparente. I
Transparent.
am
Seamlessly.
seamlessly. I am seamless with my HR about I don't have knowledge about this, but I am disposed to. I don't know disposed.
I'm willing to study and to improve.
Yeah, perfect. For example,
They're
the
saying
the
that
same.
the HR guys should be considered the fact that since
Yeah.
they are in short of people who know that technology, maybe they should consider someone that is experienced on software
Yeah.
development, but is not actually an expert, 3-year expert
Yeah.
on that technology. But since he
Yeah.
is an experienced software developer, maybe he should be considered for the position,
Yeah.
provided
For
that
example,
maybe this guy can learn it fast and be of service in no time. Yeah, I agree
That's
with
my
that.
that's my
sorry.
agreement on interviews. I
Guys,
say
I have. Oh, sorry, Philip.
Go ahead.
Continue. Sorry, continue.
is my affirmation at the interviews. I say I have experience as an Android developer. I have 4 years as in experience, but I can improve. I can apply my knowledge in another language, so we can take the advantage of my seniority with some language and apply in another. And I have experience with that language. It's just not professional. I'm very clear in the interview because I believe that they want a liar, someone who get yes for all the questions. But I believe that is bad, even
Actually,
to insane.
yeah, it just reminded me of a guest that we had. I can even send you the link. He's from New Zealand. He's a friend of mine that I met in Buenos Aires. And when he joined us for a talk, he actually said, when they ask you if you're a senior, just say yes. Because like there are many factors involved in being a senior, right? Like, oh, I've got this amount of experience, but maybe I had a hiatus in the middle. I stopped working programming for 10 years, but I have started working 30 years ago. So what does that actually say about your knowledge, So, oh, are you a senior? Yes. And then you learn because you know how to use technology, you know how to think about technology, you know how to learn new languages. You learn afterwards. And maybe this is what they want someone who just says yes because they are confident they can fulfill, fill those shoes. Yeah.
Actually, what I
Okay,
think about
noted.
this is what I think about this is actually just briefly. What I think is that we must, from our point of view, developers who want to work abroad and want to get hired, I really think that we must create our selling process. You know, you must sell a product that is us. We are the product. We are a product that we must try to sell. I'm not saying that we must lie or we must tell something that is not true, but we must always try to put our skills in the best light possible. Okay, so
Yeah.
I think that's what's the advice that Gus just get from his friend. What he was trying to say is that we must sell ourselves, our skills, in the best way possible, and the other side not always know what they need. You know.
Yeah.
Guys, I have an observation
Please.
about the ascending technologies. Frameworks are ascending technologies too, but maybe ascending technologies too. And many companies have problems with new frameworks along the time because many frameworks are discontinued.
It's important to use clean architecture because you do not have require your language using the framework. My framework deprecates, I changed my adapter, new adapter, because this is important.
But still I use clean architecture. I have this type of problem. And a lot of problems. We have some products that that can, for example, plugins
Yeah.
that use plugins, and our products, the plugins are only a module. It's easy to replace, but it still is a problem. But it is a very problem sometimes.
Yeah, I get it. It depends when you to use using the technology. How can I separate my framework and my
Okay, for
code?
example, how do you replace your ORM framework? You
Yeah, I get it.
it's a example, and other problems you may have. Other problem, for example, you use a payment model and you need to replace this model, but the client use the customer use this model for any reasons. And how do you replace this model? It's a problem. Okay,
Yeah,
and some cases frameworks are discontinued, or the company that maintains this framework is fired, and other problems.
yeah. We don't have
And
more time about the discussion, but I believe you have a problem, so solve this problem with don't integration directly my framework.
yes, using
I
adapters, but
adapter. Yeah.
But
It's very hard. The benefits I receive the benefits a long time, not now. I
yes,
write more code, but my benefits I receive in the future.
yes, the developers must be careful to choose the frameworks.
Yes.
Yes.
Guys, you have the Discord server on the very close to the just chatting. You have the voice channel, so you can always hop into that channel to continue the discussion if you want. All right. So
Nice.
I want to thank Denard for the amazing discussion and exposition and brain tickling. It's important to think about these things and not only learn willy-nilly. I don't know if you know what willy-nilly means, guys. Willy-nilly means without any planning or for no reason, you know. But choose what you learn, having strategy in mind, right? When it comes to what the market wants and needs and requires from you. So let's wrap up with a picture. 1, 2, 3, and awesome. Actually just put this talk as one of the featured ones on our recordings page. And I'll also send you the link for the one that we had with Lee Cooper. He's a developer from New Zealand that we hosted a few months ago. None of you have seen it. I just watched the video and you guys were not there. So thanks a lot, everyone, for being here. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, and I'll see you on Monday.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys.
Guys.